Hi everyone, this is Sam from Informatica Global Customer Support Team. In this video, we'll see how to enable HTTPS for the admin console URL using CSN certificates in PowerCenter. In the previous videos, we have seen how to enable HTTPS for the admin console URL and at a node level TLS using self-signed certificate. But in this video, we'll talk about the CSN certificates. And if you want to know like what is the use of CSN, like how CSN certificate works, you can just see the part 1 video where I have explained clearly, and I will also paste the link in the description for the part 1 video. Now, the main agenda of this video is I will quickly start with the demo because the theory we have already completed in the previous videos. Now, while showing the demo, I will tell you all the theory aspects as well. Now, I have opened this KB, which is 111527. Now, you can see the KB. So, this is a KB which talks about the how to configure HTTPS for admin console in PowerCenter using a CSN certificates. Okay. So, even most of the customers and students are facing issues while even following these steps. So, let me make the steps clear. Okay. So, in the first, as I discussed in the previous video, so first we need to create a keystore file. Okay. So after creating a keystore file, if you are going with a self-signed certificate, we'll create one self-signed certificate and we'll import into the keystore file, which is already discussed in the part 2 video. Now here the steps will be different. Like you are going with a CSN certificate. That's why first you need to create a keystore file. Okay. So as same, we'll create a keystore file, and the second step we need to generate a CSR, which is nothing but a certificate signing request. After generating the CSR, we need to give the CSR to your CA authority, which might be in your company or in other third party well-known CA. You can give your CSR to your CA, and the CA will give you the certificates. Like he might give you the root, intermediate, cross intermediate, or the server certificate, or he might give only root, intermediate, and server certificate, or else he might give you root and server certificate. Okay, so if he has given 2 certificates or 3 certificates or 4 certificates, you need to get back those 4 certificates and you need to import those 4 certificates into the our keystore file. Okay, so and then we need to enable admin console with the HTTPS. Now how to enable, I will tell you. So if you see this KB, so it is talking about only for the so here we have taken the example of a godaddy.com. So it is applicable for any CA, not only the godaddy.com. Now here, as I mentioned, first we need to create a keystore file. Okay, so this is a command, as I mentioned in the previous video as well, keytool -gen key -alias. So here the alias name we are giving, and key algorithm, and the key size, and the validity 1000 days, and the keystore file. So they were giving tomcat.keystore and -ext. So SAN option, as I already mentioned. So how you want to access your admin console. So if you are you need to provide your PowerCenter host name here. Okay. So after this, then it will ask for the password, keystore password. You can provide any password. So you need to give all your organization name, what is the organization unit, etc., etc. I will show you this step practically now. Now I have logged into my PowerCenter server machine. Now if you see, I am in a info home. So this is my info home. I am in Tomcat conf, and I have created one SSL directory. So I have just created one SSL directory, and here I am creating my keystore file and everything. Not only here, you can take any location on the PowerCenter server and you can jump. Okay. So now first let me first, as I mentioned, we need to create a keystore file. First step. So this is the command which is needed to use for the keystore file. As in the KB also we have seen first keytool -gen key and the distinguished name. So if you want, you can give like this -d name. Here only I am giving everything like the common name and everything. If you don't give this, so when you click enter, it will ask all the details. So but here I am giving directly, and the alias name which was already seen in the KB, which is Tomcat, I am giving, and key password. So I am giving a password, key password. That means private key password info@123 and the store password. So this is a keystore file. There they have given keystore file different, but I am giving my own keystore file name. You can give any name. I have given as RAM keystore file CA and the store password. So make sure, as I mentioned, info@123 key password and the store password should be same. And key algorithm I am giving RSA, and key size is 2048, and validity is 1000 days, and -ext SAN option. So how you are accessing your admin console. So I am going to access with HTTPS:// this host name and colon the port number. So that's why I have given this one in the DNS name. Now click enter. It will ask. So if you see, it has created a keystore file now. Now let's go to the KB again. Now The first step got completed. So we have created a keystore file. Okay. So now what is the next step? So view the contents of the keystore. So if you want, you can run this command in order to view what is the contents. So I'm not running with this for now. Okay. So now generate a certificate signing request. As I mentioned, the second step is you need to generate certificate signing request. Now this is a command. If you see key to hyphen certificate request and hyphen algorithm is RSA and the hyphen alias. So whatever the alias you have provided in the step one, if you see the alias is Tomcat, so the same alias you need to provide here Tomcat and the file. So what is the file you want? The output file. So here they have given us godaddy.csr. You can do info.csr. You can give info.ram.csr, any name, and the keystore file. So whatever the keystore you have given here, so on that keystore file you are generating one CSR. Okay, so on that keystore file you are generating one CSR. Now let's go to the PowerCenter machine. Now this is the command you need to run. So if you see key tool hyphen set request and a hyphen key algorithm, the same command which is seen in the KB hyphen alias. So Tomcat. So in the previously I have given alias as Tomcat. So that's why we need to give the same alias while creating info.csr. If you give a different alias, then you will face a lot of issues. So that's why make sure you are giving same alias. Now the file name, as I mentioned, you can give not only godaddy.csr, you can give any name. I have given as info.csr and the keystore file. So this is a keystore file which is present in the top as well. So RAM keystore file ca.keystore and the hyphen ext. So if you are giving a hyphen ext option while creating the keystore file, so then you give the same hyphen ext option while generating the CSR as well. Now I am pressing enter. Now it is asking for the enter keystore password. So what is the keystore password? info@123. Now it got created. CSR dot get created. Now this dot CSR info.csr you need to give your certification authority, and they will give you 3 or 4 certificates. They will give you root, intermediate, cross intermediate, or server certificate. Any file. So they might give you 1 certificate, or they might give you 2 certificates, or 3. Anything. So you need to get those certificates and you need to import. Let us go to the KB again. So if you see here, it is already mentioned if you provide SAN alternative names while creating keystore file, then mention alternative name while creating the CSR certificate signing request as I mentioned. Okay. Now after giving the CSR to your CA, now they will give you the certificates. Now how to import the certificates? These are the steps. Import the root certificate into the keystore. Note that the alias here should be different from the alias used in step 1 and step 2. So that means first you need to import your root certificate into your keystore file. Now, while importing, the alias name should be different from alias on the top. So, if you see here, we have given alias. So, second step we have given alias as Tomcat. First step also Tomcat. Now, you just give different alias here. Okay. So, now let's go to the PowerCenter machine. Now, I have given this info.csr to my CA, and they have given me top level CA certificate and the server certificate. That means they have given 2 certificates for me. Okay. So, this is the top level root certificate, and this is the server certificate. That means the reply certificate they have given. Now, before importing this into the keystore file, let's first list the contents in the keystore file hyphen keystore and the keystore file name. Okay. So you just provide your keystore password info@123. Now here we can see the certificate chain is 1. So this is a self-signed certificate. So when you generate a keystore file, by default it will contain 1 certificate. So if you see the owner is same and the issuer is also same. Okay. So now as we seen, first we need to import the root certificate. Root certificate is this one. So this is a command to import. So hyphen alias I am giving as a root and keystore file. So in this keystore file I am importing the certificate which is root certificate. So you might get a different name like root certificate or any name. So you just give that name and press enter here. Now it will ask for the password info@123. Okay. Now it is asking trusty certificate. You just type yes. Okay. Now you can just again run the list command and you can see the root got imported into the keystore file. Now if you see here, so this is the default one, and if you go up and you can see the root certificate alias name root is also got imported. So this is a root certificate details owner and issuer, because it's a root, that's why owner and issuer is same. Now let's go to the KB again. Now here we have imported the root certificate, and if you see import the intermediate cross certificate. So I didn't get any cross certificate from my CA. If you get cross certificate, you just do the same command import -v. So hyphen alias and alias name you just give the cross. Okay, and same keystore file and the certificate which you got. Now, if you get intermediate certificate, the same one like alias, and you just give intermediate, any name you can give, and the keystore file and the same intermediate certificate. Now, import the site or reply certificate into the keystore. This is an important one. So here in my case, if you see, I got a root certificate and I got a server certificate. That means a reply certificate I got. So this reply certificate, when you are importing, so you need to give the same alias name which you are given in step one and step two. That is what mentioned. The alias here should be the same as alias which was provided in step one, step two for the keystore and CSR generation. Now, if you see here, we have given alias as a Tomcat, and here also we have given alias as a Tomcat. So that's why here you need to give alias as Tomcat and Tomcat dot what is the keystore file and the file name. Okay. Now let's go to the server machine. Now let's import the server certificate. That means nothing but a reply or site or reply certificate. Now you need to, like, it's your responsibility, it's customers or students responsibility to know which is a server certificate or a reply certificate or site certificate. So I am running this command key tool -import and -alias. So if you see the alias, I am giving the same alias which we have given for keystore file and CSR generation, and I am providing the keystore file name and whatever the file name here. Okay. Now enter. Now it is asking for password, give the password. Okay. So certificate reply was installed in keystore. So if you see certificate reply was installed in keystore. Now you may have a doubt why we need to give the same alias here. So if you see, while when you create a keystore file, we are giving this alias. So that means with this alias, one self-signed certificate, that means one self-signed certificate is already created in the keystore file. Now that keystore file, that alias will have one public key. So now whatever the certificate we are getting, the reply certificate from the CA, now this reply certificate, if we give the same alias, now it will go and replace the self-signed certificate which is already present. And also, so if you give the same alias for root and the intermediate, so then it will generate an error saying public key is not the same as a keystore file. But if you see the reply certificate public key and the keystore file public key will be the same internally. So that's why when you are giving the same alias name, so this certificate will go and replace that self-signed certificate. Now let's list the contents and let's see. So info@1, 2, 3. Now we can see two entries are there. So if you see certificates are two, we got two entries. So if you see, this is the owner. So this is a root certificate which is already present. And if you see the, so if you see, this is a root certificate. So if you see, this is a root certificate, and let's see. So yeah, this is a a Tomcat. That means default one. So default one, if you see, that got replaced. Owner is this one, and if you see, the issuer got changed. So that means we got a chain of certificates here. Okay. Now let's go to the KB again. Now we have successfully imported all the certificates which we got. Now, if you see, go to inform server directory and inform ISP bin directory. Now we are configured on 10.x. So on 10.x, you can go into inform ISP bin directory, and you need to, like, we need to take the backup of the, like, you don't need to follow all these steps. We just need to take a backup of the node method.xml which is present in inform ISP config node method.xml, and then we need to run the update get node command. So here there is an update get node command. So you just need to run. So we need to provide the keystore file path and the keystore password, everything. So here delete the admin console folder. So the sixth step we have given admin console folder in the web apps directory. This is not mandatory step. So you can just ignore this step. It is not required. And so let's run the info update get node command directly, and let's see. So as mentioned in the KB, first we need to take the backup of the node method.xml. So let me take the backup of this one, which is already present. So let me put, okay. So now we need to go into inform ISP bin directory, and we need to run the command update gateway node. And this is the command update gateway node. So you need to provide your keystore file. So if you see, I have placed my keystore file in Tomcat conf SSL, and this is the keystore file name ca.jks, and this is a password, and this is a port number that I want to use. So just press enter, and it will. So before running this command, make sure that your services is down. Now if you see, it failed. Update gateway node failed with error. The keystore file does not exist. So if you see, this is a valid keystore file. So let us go into that location and see whether it's present or not. cd tomcat conf cd ssl. So keystore. So the keystore is already present. So let's see whether we have given. So SSL and keystore file ca.jks. So keystore file is already there. So I think maybe .jks we need to give. So that's the problem. So let me give .keystore isp bin directory, and let's run the command once again. So this is the command. So here we need to give .keystore, so not .jk. So whatever the extension, both extensions are same, but whatever the extension the file is there, you just give that file. Okay. So now it will run successfully. Before running this command, make sure that your domain services are down. Now, if you see, we have completed, like we have taken the backup of ISP config. Here it has mentioned like you can take the backup of server.xml file as well. So if you see info from Tomcat con server.xml for version 9.x or 10.x. So if you want, you can take that backup also, but notepad.xml backup is required, is sufficient. Now, the 6th step, delete the admin console folder under the server Tomcat web apps directory. So web apps directory for 9.x. So this is the directory for 9.x and 10.x. So if you want, you can delete. It's not mandatory step, and launch a new Internet Explorer. That means, so before running, like you just clear the cache and cookies in your browser where you are accessing your admin console UI. That is the 7th step. Now, if you see here, it has mentioned the following steps are specific to SL certificate from GoDaddy. The same procedure can be applied to others here. Now, I have others here, so that's why I have shown the same procedure. There won't be any change. GoDaddy would issue 4 certificates. So these are the 4 certificates that you will get from GoDaddy. You can use any CA. Okay. Now take a backup of, now if you see, take a backup of keystore before proceeding further. So keystore file we have already a backup, so no need to take it again. Now we have run the update gateway node. Okay, the same procedure. Now you don't need to like follow all these steps. It's not required. Now let's start the services. Now you can see I'm starting the services, and also if you see the go to ISP config directory, and you can see the no meta.xml got updated. So if you do a VI on it, and you can see the keystore file, it got updated like Tomcat key. So this is a keystore file which is using, and the HTTPS port is 8443. Okay. Now let's access the admin console. Now we have started the services, and you can see like these are just certificates displaying in the KB. And if there is an issue, log into admin console, like HTTPS port that's not resolved, do the following. Like these are not mandatory. Like if you are unable to access admin console, then we can see, and these are not mandatory to do in 10.x as well. Okay. So now if you see, I am able to access I have cleared the browser cache and cookies, and I am able to access the admin console. Okay. So, but here if you see, still I am able to see not secure message. That means my CS certificate, my CA sign is an CA authority is an internal one. So that's why it is not a trusted one. Like it is not from a well-known CA. So if you want to remove this not secure message, then also we can do that. Certificate is not a valid. So if you see certification path, so the root is this certificate we are able to ping the root certificate, and this is the server certificate. Now, if you see, we are still seeing the not secure message. Now, if you want to remove this, you just click on the details and copy this to a file. Because if you see here certification path, and if you click on here, you can see this CS root certificate is not trusted because it is not in the trusted certification authority store. So that means the browser is not trusting this root certificate because it is not present in the trusted CA authorities. But if you get it from the third party well-known CA, then by default in your browser this root certificate will be there, but here it is internal, so that's why root certificate is not there. So that's why you just click here, certificate is not valid, and copy to F5. Now click next and put a base 64 encoded, and then you just put a file name here. So you just export the file to any directory, like I'm just exporting the certificate, export cert, and I have exported, and click next. So, and click finish. So the export was successful here. Okay. Now click OK. Now we have exported the root certificate into our machine. Now click on the settings button, and you click on the privacy and security, and you can just go down, and here you can see the security tab, and here you can just go click on the manage certificates. Now here if you see trusted root certificate authorities, now here we need to import the root certificate, then the browser will trust. So that's why I click next, and then just browse and export certificate. So whatever you have exported, just click next, and place all certificates in the following store. So we are placing a trusted root CA authorities. So click next and finish. Now we can see you are about to install a certificate from certification authority claiming to represent. So you just click yes and the import was successful. Okay. Now you just clear your browser cache and the browsing history and cookies and again access the admin console. So the video demo got completed. So if you see the not secure message, as I mentioned, you need to just import the certificates into the trusted CA authority into the browser. Then you can see, then you won't see the not secure message. Now the references for you is you can see this KB article which I have shown in the practical demo 111527. And for your references, you can also see our info support channel. And if you like this video, we'd love to hear from you. You can give your valuable feedback and support videos at the Informatica channel or at a Twitter channel. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video.